When in London, there are 3 things you must do. You must ride the Big Red Bus, you must have some fish and chips, and you must make your way to London's West End and see some great musical theatre. I've done that very thing. I'm standing outside of the Shaftesbury Theatre here in Holborn, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna meet Tanya Nicole. She's a brilliant performer. She's done a number of shows in the West End, and right now she's performing in the hit musical Motown. So we're gonna go in and meet her and see what she's up to. Hello, iSingers, it's Denosh again, and I'm here with another edition of The Working Singer. I'm in London, in this amazing place, in this amazing theatre. This is quite a historical theatre.
I guess it is. It's been here for a long time. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, I did see a friend do, I don't know, it was a show that I actually didn't really like much. I walked out, but we won't talk about that, and I won't mention his name.
Oh, no.
But we are here with the beautiful, is it Tanya? Because in America we say Tanya. And
I don't mind,
no,
but
okay.
it's Tanya.
Tanya Nicole Edwards. That you go by your whole full name.
That's my performance name. Tanya Nicole.
Tanya Nicole, everybody. And she is here at the Shaftesbury Theatre in is this still Covent Garden?
Yeah. Holborn.
In Holborn, in the West End Theatre District, and she is one of the featured, or the we're doing Motown. She's in Motown the Musical, and so we're gonna get to know her today and just talk about your experience. Normally I interview like all my friends because I'm really lucky. She's now my new friend, but I saw you perform in Beautiful, a couple months ago. A friend of mine plays trombone, and so I just came because I've always wanted to see the musical, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, there's so many people of color on stage. I was like overwhelmed. I mean, the music is incredible. And I just kind of was taken with you. I was just like,
we met afterwards. It was so random.
Yeah,
we were
so
like,
it's like culture to, you go to the show, and then afterwards you go out and you have a drink or whatever, and you and your mates were standing there, and I just was like, you guys were awesome, and we just got to talking.
Which is so rare, if I'm honest, especially here. I mean, it's not very common.
Right.
A lot of people do that. So
No, I have a great appreciation. I have a background in musical theater as well, and I love, I did a small stint on Broadway. I'm dying to get back to it, so the fact that this exists is amazing. But we'll talk about all of that in a minute. I want to get to know you. So when did you start performing and singing?
I've been doing this now, my first show was when I was 17.
Okay.
And I was in The Lion King.
Oh!
And that was my first show.
Lion King?
The Lion King in the West End.
At 17 years old?
At 17,
Wow, what role did you play?
I was in the ensemble, and I was a Nala cover.
Oh!
Yeah, at 17.
Wow.
And then I just continued to, it was really, do you know, it all happened by accident, if I'm honest. I weren't able to go to a performing arts college because my mum wanted me to go to a proper college, so she likes to call it.
Get a real job.
And get the real job. So I did go to a performing arts college, but I took up performing arts because it was an option in my college, and I done that. So
it's kind of like an elective, or just not your major, but
no, it's just something that I was kind of doing.
Okay.
And my form tutor was the head of performing arts, and I saw in the stage newspaper that we have an open call, because I didn't have an agent at the time. I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew is that I could sing and I liked to sing. So I kept missing college and going to these auditions, and I kept getting callbacks, and I was like,
I think we've all done that.
How am I going to tell my mum? I was like, what am I going to do? And my mum got a call saying, I haven't been in college.
From the school? Oh, wow. Okay. You got that.
I haven't been in college, and I had to confess. And I actually didn't take the job the first time because I still had 1 year left, so I didn't complete my years in college.
So you were actually offered the role?
So I was offered
the role.
Wow. And I had to turn it down. And my mama said to me, she said, if you're that good, they will call you back.
That's right.
And they did. And a year later, they called me back.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're a singer first and foremost.
Yeah.
And you started singing at what age?
I started singing I think about 9 or 10. I was actually street dancing too.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like train in the whole, ballet and modern and tap, but I used to do street, and then I drifted into music. And I joined a choir, and I loved it.
Did you have any other formal training outside of the choir?
Everything that I was doing was kind of on the back of myself.
Okay.
So I went to a place called the Tricycle Theatre, which is in Kilburn, northwest London, and I would go there after school on like a Friday for 2 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Or I'd find somewhere else that I would do like extra
You kind of just
stuff. I kind of just
did it on
dotted
your
about.
own,
I didn't
found it,
ever,
yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't ever like train and do the whole...
I didn't train
training
until
thing.
I was probably about 13.
Okay.
Everything else was like church choirs, community stuff,
Yeah,
if even
I
that.
love community stuff.
Or
And
just-
I've literally learned on the way.
Of course.
And I've gone from show to show to show to show, and every show I've learned
Take
something.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sign of such a good performer when you're open. You're still a sponge. You know, they do say that like at a certain age your voice not stops developing, but you sort of build all the muscle and even mentally the ability to learn and to watch and to grow. You know, the fact that you're still growing, and that you know that's a sign of a great performer and signs of a successful long career, which you have had. So your first gig was Lion King. Did you ever want to do any other sort of? Were you always like musical theater or?
No, I've only ever really done musical theatre. I've done cruise ships. I took a break after like maybe 3 or 4 years, and I wanted to travel the world.
Right.
And a cruise ship was
Great way to travel
perfect.
the world, make money.
Great way to travel the world. The world. Great way to save.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
save,
because you can
save.
just save that money.
Yeah.
And I've done that for a while, and then I've kind of drifted into I want to have my own
Thing.
But
And that's not the recording artist thing. That's a whole other thing. We kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
It is refreshing to meet singers who are not even open. Like your path seemed very much theater, musical theater, singing. How am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
I always wanted to do that similarly as well, but I also wanted to be a recording artist. So I find that now, kind of. Singers are being more open and more in their options and choosing
different avenues.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Choosing different avenues. Do you think that as a singer, for you, that was the obvious direction? Like, even if you weren't compelled by the calling to theater to do musical theater or performance in that way, do you think that that's sort of the normal direction? I have a lot of friends here who are recording artists, background singers that do a lot of pop music and session stuff.
This is the thing. I think
so. This is a different side of it, which is why I wanted to speak to you and was really excited to meet you.
I mean, I have always been in musical theatre. However, I actually have the urge, and I really want to do session singing.
Okay.
And I want to dip my hand in that bowl.
Right.
Before I move on to doing something else.
Right.
But musical theatre, it could become your safety net as
Get
well.
Comfortable
because it's,
a little bit.
And I'm actually a performer that I kind of do a year contract in each show. I very rarely stay on because I think a year is a nice amount of time to do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
That's actually a really good point.
You know, because you're doing the same thing over again, and you know, you can only learn so much, and then I think it's necessary to move on.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to moving on soon.
You just got here.
I know. I'll do this year, and then hopefully.
But I like that. I think maybe that's why you definitely have an energy and a spirit, and I think even just speaking with you after the show, and thank God you were so lovely. I admired your energy. I see something similar in myself.
Because a lot of people are scared, aren't they? A lot of
they are
performers,
scared.
I find,
and so
why
would you have this promise of 2-3 years, however long the contract is, or the run of the show, and go, right, I only want to stay for a year, and I want to move on. And so it's very brave. And what was encouraging was to see, like I said, such a large ensemble. And the point of this isn't about seeing people of color, but it is interesting to me that in this scene, theater and tradition, it's nice to have these musicals where there's work for us. Yeah. And so why would what if there was not another show? You know, like we hope these shows, and not only just Motown, the things that are sort of predominantly for people of color. musically or artistically, but just that will be included in all these other types of work. So for you to have gone, you know, and done, I mean, just give me some of the names. You Lion King was the start.
Yeah, so I was in Lion King for a year, and then I got transferred to Paris to do Nala for a year.
Wow.
Then I came back and I went into Dirty Dancing for a year. And after Dirty Dancing is when I said I want to travel. So I travelled for a year on cruise ships.
Just 1 year.
I know, yeah, I know. Seems like I have been doing this year thing. And then, oh my God, and then I done Hairspray, which was a tour of Malaysia and Singapore.
Nice.
And then I came back to the West End and done the Book of Mormon.
Wow.
And then after the Book of Mormon, I went into Beautiful. And now I'm here.
Theater goals, everybody. Theater goals, career goals. What would you say that? I mean, I'm kind of just talking about the diversity question and the amount of work.
Yeah.
Not only as a woman of color, but even just as a singer. What are some of the challenges you've faced here working in London as a singer?
Oh God.
And you know what? You know, I'm LA based now. I grew up in Toronto. I lived in New York for 10 years. So I've seen, and even though there's different scenes, I have had experiences where I see the similarities as well. Yeah. So I'm curious.
Do you know what my problem is? You know, we have different shades of black.
Right. Oh yes, we are, as we are too.
Right?
Of those beautiful
and
shades.
The thing is, I'm either too fair to play a black woman, or I'm not. What is it? I'm either too fair.
Are you too dark to play
or I'm too dark to play someone who's supposed to be slightly lighter than myself.
Right.
I've never been cast for, you know, a white role at all.
Right.
But that has been a problem for me.
And what's your background? I know you were born here.
I was born and raised here. Yeah. My family from St. Lucia.
Okay. So
so West Indian, Caribbean.
West Indian, Caribbean. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have another friend of mine who I do background vocals for, and she's, as far as skin tone is concerned, a little bit lighter than you. But I mean, she, you know, expresses a similar, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we want a black girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not real.
Yeah.
So
I know, but you know.
So it is interesting. So there is that casting issue, which again, you know, sadly, is everywhere. You know, that's happening.
Yeah.
And hopefully the goal is that, you know, you see the strength of performers. You know, in Hollywood there's a lot of that whitewashing that was going on, and I mean everywhere really, in any sort of film, theater, music community. But we just hope that more roles, and I think, like I said, even though you know, seeing something like Beautiful, and I don't know, it's the story of Carole King, even though knowing her music, it was still really nice to see that. I think that really excited me. And then, of course, everyone was just incredible. What about artistically?
What, there being a challenge?
Any challenges? Like, so for instance, when we met, you were like, I'm not really a dancer. Like, I'm
I mean, I was just going to say, my challenges, I think, for myself,
because you work
here.
You are working.
I mean, yeah. And you know what? I can move.
Right.
I might not be able to do like triple pirouettes and
like those hips.
I can do all of that. That's fine. Yeah. But you are categorized here.
Right.
So you are a singer or you are a dancer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. In a lot of shows, and I am cast as a singer actress.
Okay.
Because I'm stronger at that, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. I accept that I might not be able to dance as well as others do.
Right.
But it's a tricky one because you do your audition. Okay, your auditions are so short. So you've got like half an hour to learn a combo, and I've been very fortunate because I think the choreographers have just seen me and gone, do you know what? If we give her another 2 weeks,
right, and
she'll be fine.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
As opposed to,
we love choreographers like that with insight and
yeah. And I've been fortunate to be around a lot of those lately. So that's been nice, but that's been a challenge for me. Definitely.
Is there something that you think, gosh, I wish I could do this, that would help your career? And I love the fact that you're like, I need to grow. I need to change. Each situation I'm in, I take something from. I'm better every show, every year.
Yeah, I know something. For me, a lot of it is terminology.
Okay.
So dance terminology.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll never forget in Lion King, my first show. Oh my gosh, you must have heard of her, Thea Barnes. She's phenomenal. Phenomenal. She really is. But she said things like Talier and attitude, and I'm like, the only attitude I know
is the one.
Do you know what I mean?
The one that's gonna get you in trouble.
Right. I was like, I don't know what that is. But for me, it's just about learning terminology.
I love that passion. I'm actually in the process of creating a dance class just for singers.
Amazing.
In LA. I do coaching, and so I often am sending singers, go take class.
Yeah.
But it can be intimidated being in a class. I mean,
Absolutely.
I only take certain classes of my friends who are choreographers. I stand in the back. I know I can hold it down, but you've got these like little kids whipping around, and they're killing it. And
I've had the worst experiences.
Yeah, it can be intimidating. And anyway, I just appreciate that passion, the desire for, because I think when you go to a show, you know, there are all the elements. You've got the music side of it. You've got the actors. You've got the singers. You've got the dancers. You've got people that are doing everything. And it's important, even the crew, the stage crew. It's important to know every aspect as much as you can. And I think it helps. You do your job better.
Yeah.
It helps with just the camaraderie of the gig, and you know, it shows respect for taking the time to know what that's called.
Absolutely.
And I'm not just like, I'm just gonna do this thing. I lift my leg. Yeah. So I think that's great. I personally, you know, have actually. Because I was a professional dancer and then I started focusing on music, my thing has been actually dance as well. I do have the training, but getting back in class.
Okay.
I said I'm going to spend like a year or two just training, getting my body ready. Because I actually want to come back to do musical theater. I miss it.
Yes.
It was my beginnings, and I do love the fact that I always said, like, when I was in New York and I was doing a show, I was like, other than the rehearsal period, I'm like, I've got my whole day. And then you go, and then you check in, blah, blah, blah. In America, you know, we have the unions, and so, because we don't have free healthcare, we get healthcare through the union. You get treats around the holidays and stuff. I really enjoyed it.
No,
and
it is wonderful.
Say, it made me such a strong performer. Like, I came off that stage, like, beasting, like, just, it's so... There's so much
definitely
going on.
It's amazing, isn't it, that you want to...
I do.
I want to swap. I want to now go into like...
Well, we're going to talk about that. We might make that happen.
That's just, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you should...
Well, because you know, you spend so much time doing what you do and you're great at it, but like I said, I feel like we're very similar in that we like to grow and we're like, what's next? This is cool.
Exactly.
I want the next thing. And
life is like an adventure to me. You know, I've always been like that. I've never been comfortable.
Right.
And
I was just
like
saying that today.
I
was just saying that today.
And I don't know, it's really weird because everyone loves comfort.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like to be comfortable?
I mean, I want to be, but I don't want to get bored.
But I don't want...
Because I feel like, I don't know, you just stop. There's a part of that is the process, you know? It's not always about... It is about the show, but think back to your rehearsal process and just growing and figuring out this role and really working, like that's a whole journey in itself. And so if you get past that and then you're just in the
and then you're sitting in it,
then you don't have that process. So I miss that. What's in your favorite gig?
This one.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
This one, definitely this one, because I'm playing Suzanne de Passe.
Oh wow.
Who's Berry Gordy's right-hand woman. I mean,
and she's
I could
phenomenal.
never. And
she's things that she's done. Yeah.
She is so fierce.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Incredible.
So it's great playing her, and I also play Florence Ballard.
Oh, okay.
Which, again, another blessing. I mean, there's enough acting in it.
Right.
There's enough singing in it.
Yeah.
And there's enough dancing in it.
What's your I haven't seen it yet. I sent my mom for her birthday, and my sisters have seen it. They saw. I think it might have been a touring cast in Toronto, but I've heard nothing about amazing things, and I can't wait to see it myself. What's like a favorite song of the era?
Oh gosh, my favorite.
Or one of the songs that you guys didn't show.
Yeah, that I love. God, there have so many. It's ridiculous. Dancing in the streets.
Yeah.
For me is my favorite because it's the whole.
Okay, everyone's in it.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah.
Do you
it's
have
full
a,
of, and there's a
do you
dance
have
break, Denosh, I'm doing
and
a
you
dance
get it,
break,
get
girl. I'm like,
you getting your life.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you would like want to sing a little line for us.
No.
Why?
No, because
you sing. That's what you do.
yeah, but from the show, because I don't have like.
Oh,
my
your
own,
part. You're doing like BV part, like
yeah,
sort of background
I'm a
stuff.
supreme, so
That's
we've got
fine.
like, you know.
You know it though. Just a little. Come on, just give us.
Okay. Do you know what I'll do? Because I cover Diana too.
Okay, do that.
I'll do baby, 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 don't leave me. Ooh, please don't leave me.
Yeah.
All by myself.
Baby.
I have got this burning, burning, yearning feeling inside me. Ooh, deep inside me.
I love her.
And it hurts so bad. Okay.
That was so good.
She's a little husky because I haven't done a warm up today.
That's
so Diana
okay,
is a
right? And we
little
always warm up. Do you warm up?
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah, I
like
do
a
mine.
little pre-show?
Mhm.
What's your pre-show theater?
So I
routine?
have my own like 20-minute warm up that I do in the morning
Mhm.
personally. But here we are in at 6:15.
Okay.
We do a 15-minute physical
Oh,
and then a 15-minute
I love it.
vocal. Yeah,
Oh.
which is
I used to
compulsory.
run into the theater, check in like right before call time.
Really?
Do my well. I mean,
No.
I have my warm up in the day, but
No, it's compulsory.
Wow.
Here, you have to do it.
Well, amen.
So I
love
come
that.
in extra early to do my makeup and prep my hair, and then I go down and we've got like half an hour warm up.
Discipline.
Yeah.
I love it. I
It's
love
great.
it. Discipline.
Yeah.
Tell me what's next.
Oh my God, what's next for me?
This entertainment company. I'm
yes.
excited about it.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I was like, we need to talk.
It's so crazy because when we did meet after Beautiful, I told you, I said,
You were like, yeah.
one thing I'd want to do is do BV work
Yes,
and
you
travel and do all of that stuff
You did.
before I find a man. And
Right.
And then I said that I want to start my own entertainment company. Basically,
So I was on Facebook and I saw that it's coming soon and I got really excited about it. So
Yeah.
where are you with that?
God, well, I've got my website. My website is partially running at the minute. I'm still dotting between, but it's there.
Right.
And I've got my business cards going, and I've got a business partner in Barbados.
Okay, so not
So my-
Saint Lucia.
No, in
Okay.
Barbados. But my plan is to, and this is from my last experience on a cruise ship, which
Mhm.
wasn't the best experience.
Mm-hmm. Was that motivation to
It
do?
was, yeah, it was to create a contract,
Mhm.
okay, that anyone would genuinely love to do.
Mhm.
And we'll always get contracts that, you know, the money isn't amazing, or
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're appreciated in what it is that you're doing, or
Yeah.
you have to do certain things that you shouldn't really have to do,
Right.
like host games and
And
stuff.
you're like,
You know, like stuff. It's
I'm
like,
gonna
okay,
sing.
I'm a singer.
Yeah.
Could I just perform and host some tables and speak to people and get them to know who I am and what it is that I do?
Yeah.
So I've decided to create contracts and actually send people out to the West Indies, to the Caribbean, because I know a lot of people that really want to travel and work at the minute. I think it's this thing at the minute. Everyone wants to travel and work.
It's why I'm here in London.
Right? Which is,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to create a contract and cast for 4 different shows, audition them here, put them together here, and send them out to, at the minute I've got contacts in St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, and Dominican Republic. So they're the 4
That's
that I'm
incredible.
focusing on
That's
at the minute.
incredible.
And just send them out there and get people to live. I
Live.
always say live, love, and levitate.
I love
It's
it.
my
Love
my
it.
thing.
I love
Like,
it.
go out, sing. You know, it's a cushy gig. You can get like 3 or 4 shows in the week, and the rest of the time is your time.
You're kicking it.
Because I just believe in finding this balance.
Yeah.
You know, making a bit of money, finding a balance, and being able to live and do
Enjoy
what it is that you love to do.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I love this girl.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's so important. Like this goes back to what I was saying about diversifying and being
Yeah.
able to leverage not only your skills but what's next, and think about, you know,
Always be a
a long
step
time
ahead.
ago. I mean, I was like, I'm probably not going to get a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
I decided I'm a performer, I'm going to be an artist, but I want to be a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And so
Me too.
working on my agency, and then
Yeah.
when you talked about that, I was like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Because I have a similar desire to do something like that, and maybe, like I said, we can do some. But I love that you sharing that and that you're doing that, because you know, we do need opportunities. You know, there's West End is great and sessions are great, but there's a ton of singers, and sometimes there's even that downtime. And you want to think about the long haul, and we are singers. We want to be able to sing and create. And I don't always want to. I was in Tulum, Mexico, on vacation the other day, and I said the same thing. And then your Facebook thing came up, and I was just like, wow. I said to my husband, I was like, okay, so we need to like figure this out, because I could like set up, do a couple shows, kick it, you know, like I was like, there needs to be that balance. This grind of. I love touring, and I would love for you to have that experience as well. But again, I've been doing that for probably close to 20 years in different ways. And I want to do something different. And all I want to do is sing, like for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do. So I wish you the best of luck with it. We are going to stay in touch.
Definitely.
Thank you for letting us into your world. Thank you for speaking with us. Where can we keep in touch with you? Well, first and foremost, Tanya Nicole is here at the Shaftesbury Theatre doing Motown until hopefully for the rest of the year. We don't lose her.
Until this time
2016. And how can we follow you on social media?
Oh gosh, my Facebook, I'm so bad at this, but my Facebook is Tanya Nicole Edwards, and my website is tanyanicoleentertainment.com.
I love that.
So find me on there, please sign up.
And your Instagram.
And then I get my Instagram. I am on Instagram, but I need to check that because
just look up Tanya Nicole on Instagram, and we'll include it in the article. And thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again with another edition of The Working Singer. We just finished this amazing interview. We're just going to follow Tanya to her room to see where all the magic happens.
We're kind of in a dungeon. We loud.
And that's what they've always put you. I love it.
What? I hear guys in our room.
Is anybody naked?
This is my friend Denosh. No one's naked, right?
How are you? I was just interviewing. I just wanted to come and see the magic. Hi. Gosh, you guys are gorgeous. Oh, black people.
Yes.
Sisters and brothers.
Yeah. There you go.
Where's your table?
This one.
All right.
Come on now.
She got her flag representing.